How do you know you're the first one to the landing? You got to move trees out of the way. A storm kind of came through this area last night. So let's see if we can get this tree out of the way so we can get to the landing. Well, that's a first. We got a little path cleared. We're gonna move on. All right, an interesting journey to get to our first lake on our Grand Rapids trip. I'm actually on the way to Grand Rapids, and there's a lake I haven't stopped at for years. I got a friend who lives on the lake. I always call it Vinny's Lake because that's her son's name. So we're gonna go to Vinny's Lake today, and it wasn't easy getting here. Starting out, it was 80 degrees and just muggy in Minneapolis. And now I'm a little bit up north, it's 65 degrees and very comfortable, even cool. I would have never guessed that. This is a lake, the last time that I came here, I was still kind of just a frog fisherman. So I'm excited to try some new techniques. I know I got a few nice bass that day that I was here. So let's check out the lake. It looks really good. Look at this lake. Do you hear those frogs calling? We're still gonna use the frog today, but got a bunch of other things too. Let's go fishing. All right, here we go. Always good to double and triple check to make sure it's safe going out. The nice thing is the corner of the lake that I kind of want to fish is, or seems to be, protected from the wind. So until then, we got this nice weed edge here that's got some wind blowing in on it. See if we can get a landing monster. I'm a fisherman who prefers overcast days, and I think I'm gonna have quite a few of them on my trip out towards Grand Rapids. A lot of weather systems coming through. Probably have to just kind of fish in between some rain. So that's fine by me. I like that overcast. I remember the very first time I came to this lake, like I say, it's been years since I've been here. Got some fish right off the bat, and that's always nice on a new lake to get some fish. I actually got to meet Vinny, my friend and co-worker's son. Vinny has a channel, but I'm not sure how active he is anymore. If he's still active, I'll put a link so you guys can check it out. My theory is if there are some fish feeding right off this point, it's going to be the bigger fish. We got kind of a changing weather conditions. I always call it like a big fish day. This feels like a big fish day. Unfortunately, big fish days can be slow sometimes, and you just got to be patient for your bites. Fish on. There we go. It's a decent northern. Let's see if it... All right. The skunk is out of the boat. Good northern. Of course, we've got one of Paul's leaders on, so not worried about losing a fish, at least breaking the line. There's lots of ways to lose fish though, isn't there? Always nice to get that first fish in the boat. Alright, we'll work on this line a little bit and then head over to calmer waters. Alright, first stop, nice to get a fish in the boat. Heading over to more calmer waters. I'll see you when we get there. There we go. Ooh. I don't know if he's a slinger inner, but we slung him in. Good Booyah Pad Crasher hooks again, as usual. I've been measuring and weighing a lot lately. We'll just catch them today. Good solid fish to start the day. If we get a monster, we'll weigh it or measure it. He was right in the middle of all that mess there. There we go. Found a little active area. That's a slinger inner. Oh, he's got one really yellow eye. Well, I'll tell you, when they're, look at that dark eye, yellow eye. All right, found a calm side of the lake. Maybe figuring a little something out with the reeds. The reeds are good because there's lots of reeds here. So we fished in and through here, found a couple of bass on the reeds with the lily pads, kind of in the heavier stuff. I know we got some more this way, so let's keep going. Oh, jeez. Oh, I still got it. Oh, darn it. What was that? Ooh, I think that was a big northern. That thing knocked slack in the line. I didn't think I got it. Whew. Wow. That was a big fish. Keep the jig at the ready. Gotta throw my frog through the thick stuff. There we go. Whew. I tell you, when these bass are hitting it, they are absolutely smashing it. All right. There we go. Beautiful fish. You know, sometimes the pattern is keep casting. Can't say we know exactly where they are, but there's fish around. And that's all we need to know. We're back at it. And the fish say, welcome back. Okay. Another chunker. That guy's got a big old belly on him. Feeding up. Well, the forecast so far is fair to partly fishy. Finding some fish. Had a big something get off on my jig. Looked like a northern. All we need to know is that there's fish around. I'll find them. There's another one. This one's staying down. There we go. Little northern. Alright. For bass, I say future 20-incher. For northerns, I guess I should say future 40-incher. Seeing some weeds about halfway up in 7 feet of water, and then some panfish on top of them. So that's a pretty good setup to show that there's fish around, kind of hunting for some fish. Oh, that was a nice hit. Guessing the northern. It's a bass. It's a pretty chunky one. There we go. Got another northern. Ooh, I don't know if I should sling this guy in. He's a little chunkier. There we go. Oh, wow. Something came up and said, "Don't leave yet." Throwing out a little bit just in case. And just in case, there it is. Got a little bit of weight to it. What we got here? Oh yeah! This might be the guy we had on before. Wow! All right. That is a nice chunky northern. I thought, why not? I'll just throw one kind of out a ways. That might have been the one that was picking on our jig. I knew it was a little thicker. Probably about 30, maybe 32 inches. They're a bit ornery, so sometimes they don't measure them. All right, we got a nice little area here. Have got a bass, but mostly northerns. Some nice action. All right, so trying kind of in the reeds early, and now doing what we do, just kind of moving out. Got the bladed jig on. Also had the jig too. And the fish today are just punishing the lure. Especially the bass and the bigger northerns. They're just inhaling it. I must have hit it during a feeding frenzy. No bites for a little bit here, but we'll see. Might just be that I kind of worked out this area a little bit. We'll just keep moving forward and seeing what we can get. I was going to guess that it was about 10 o'clock because it's been my experience this summer, the fish kind of shut off around 10. Although I say that and I just had a bite. There we go. I don't know about the hook set. This is a bigger northern again. It's pulling me. We're being pulled. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice fish. There we go. Not quite as big as the biggest one, but a great fish. All right. There we go. Chunker. The northerns are on the prowl today. All right, just for fun, I'm gonna put a tickle tail trailer on it. It's a little bit longer. That's what I usually use on my buzzbait. I don't usually use jackhammers, but this winter I got a really good deal on some, and I've been really impressed at the durability. This is the 4th trip I've used this jackhammer, I've caught a lot of fish, and just now the skirt is starting to get tore off and stuff, so pretty happy with that. There we go. Feels like it might be a bass. Oh, maybe not. Gator City. There we go. Chunker. Note to self, put the jaw spreaders in the boat. Fish on. See what we got over here. Shouldn't have horsed it. It was either a small northern or a walleye. All right, back at it. So all I've been doing today is, you know, I've been trying in close with the jig and with the frog, but what's been working is kind of just staying off the edge. Right now it's 11 feet underneath me and nothing, but when I cast up, I'm casting to the edge of the weeds. And I'm trying to do it at an angle so I have a little bit more time in the strike zone. But it seems like the fish are just kind of patrolling the edge of the weeds today. So I'm moving up to find some weeds, and I can already feel some of my lure. And just working the edge of them. Mostly northerns, but a few bass today too. Kind of fun, especially on a lake that I'm not super familiar with, to come out and be able to catch fish. Just caught a nice bass. One of those days where the camera, forgetting to turn it on, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. Working my way up this kind of Reed Island side. Got a nice 16-incher or so. Real fat. So hoping to repeat that as we go along this Reed Island. All right, it's time for a slobber knocker, white, with one of our Walmart finds from the winter, our $2.38, or was it $2.18, something like that, power stinger. There it is. I figured if it was a northern, he'd come back. The problem is, when they come back, they smash it. But we got it. Dealing with the 10 o'clock blues. Seems like this summer so far, when the time hits 10, the fish slow down. Although today we've caught fish the whole day, but it definitely has slowed down since the morning. Well, if we get a big one now, we can call it a reverse landing monster, because there's the landing right ahead. I'm gonna keep trying to see if I can get a reverse landing monster, but it was a great day of fishing. Kind of an interesting journey on the way. It was 80 degrees and muggy when I left. Drove through sun and rain and got to the lake. Had to move some trees out of the way. They must have had a big storm here, so hopefully everybody's okay and they can get it all cleaned up. And getting on the lake, actually feeling cold, which I would have never guessed as I mowed my lawn yesterday in 100-degree heat. So just an interesting day, a great way to get our Grand Rapids trip started. I'm going to make a few more casts, but I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.